Welcome to Silver Lining with Shreya. I'm your host Shreya Baronia, an author and a self-love coach. In this podcast, we learn one lesson every week which takes us closer to finding our silver linings. Hi guys, welcome back to Silver Lining with Shreya. I'm so excited for today's episode. Today we have Manish Bhattacharya with us, who's a 10x Google Vulnerability Research Grant awardee. He's been featured in Your Story, Economic Times, Scoop Whoop, StoryPic, Big Indian. He's known to be the most amazing bug bounty hunter in our country. And he's a TEDx speaker, a viral content writer, and welcome Manish in our podcast. So excited to have you here.
Thanks, Rhea. That was the nicest thing I've heard in few seconds or minutes. I am definitely not that great with my work, but yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for having me.
You being too kind. I know you've done some amazing work, and आज हम जानेंगे कि मनीष ने अपनी जर्नी की कैसे स्टार्टिंग की थी and how he became the most amazing bug bounty expert in our country. So Manish, tell us about your childhood. How did you begin?
So going back to Bhagalpur. So I grew up in Bhagalpur, which is a small city in the south part of Bihar.
Okay.
And initially we were a family of three, mom, dad and me. Then we got a, I'm trying to find some word. So we got like my profit sharer in the family property. So we got a younger brother. His name is Subham. And I started with normal schooling. We joined a CBSE school back then. My dad was very focused on my study. And we are not very well financially, but he gave me the best education possible in that city. And after that, I did my plus 2 from Bhagalpur as well because I couldn't afford quota and any other engineering preparation outside Bihar. And after, so that's about it. The childhood, I stayed there from since my birth to 10 plus 2. After that, I left Bihar and I've been living outside Bihar since then after plus 2. Yeah, that's about it.
How were you in studies? पढ़ाई में कितना ध्यान था? How was you?
I was never the topper. मतलब कभी top नहीं किया. I came close. I was like second, third, or like among the top 10 like throughout my school life, but never top.
Okay.
That's one of my regret. मतलब एक बार वो first वाली feeling नहीं आई कभी भी. But I was always in like above average and below topper. In those range.
तो फिर भागलपुर से दिल्ली की स्टोरी बताओ.
That's very exciting and I think कि वो वाला जो part है I even couldn't believe because as I mentioned earlier कि इतने पैसे नहीं थे कि मैं कोटा जाके पढ़ पाऊँ. फिर suddenly I realized कि plus 2 के बाद सारे इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे हैं, सब छोड़ दिया सबने सिटी. I am kind of alone, no friend circle and all. So I took a year off क्योंकि उस ईयर मजे में एंट्रेंस एग्जाम दे दिए. इवन इन ट्रिपल ई आई टिक्ड ऑफ all 70 questions and I remember my rank was 7 lakh. तो कोई कॉलेज मिलने वाला नहीं था. I got KIT in Bhubaneswar but that was too costly for me. So I dropped a year. I thought कि बढ़िया से पढ़ेंगे, थोड़ा एक बार फिर ट्राई करते हैं. And I got good ranks in WBZ. So West Bengal का जो इंजीनियरिंग एंट्रेंस होता है उसमें I got good rank. But I was nervous enough. तो मैंने पहले ही एडमिशन ले लिया था. तो फ्यू वो कैरियर सेमिनार टाइप होता है हमारे मतलब स्मॉल टाउन्स में. तो कॉलेजेस लाइक VIT, LPU और ये मानव रचना ये सब आए हुए थे. तो हाँ मैं गया था कि व्हाट आर द पॉसिबिलिटीज कि क्या पढ़ सकते हैं आगे. तो उसमें आई केम अक्रॉस माय अल्मा मैटर व्हिच इज सोवियत यूनिवर्सिटी मेरठ. तो उनसे वहां मिला. दे काइंड ऑफ सोट कॉन्फिडेंस कि हो जाएगा. मतलब यू हैव अ डिसेंट स्कोर इन प्लस 2 and based on that, because they are university, so उनके पास वैसा criteria, मतलब वो उतना फोर्स नहीं करते हैं ट्रिपल ई रैंक पे या आईआईटी जेई रैंक पे, so they can like admit based on your plus 2 results. So I got admission in Soviet University based on my plus 2 percentage. फिर उसके बाद पता चला कि I have secured a better rank in WBZ and it would have been cheaper, लेकिन मैंने एडमिशन ले लिया था and I tried very hard with the education loan process. That's another story. So काफी मेहनत करके लोन सैंक्शन हो चुका था उस यूनिवर्सिटी के नाम पे. Then I realized कि I have a better rank in a cheaper university and a bit I would say better university. But that's life. Sometimes you have to choose and make decision fast, and yeah, I no regrets, like no regrets.
Obviously, I think everything that happens in our life takes us to a better destination. हर चीज planned होती है, उसी के कारण हम जहाँ है वहाँ पहुँच पाते हैं.
या मतलब हर चीज प्लान होती है फ्रॉम, आप अगर प्लान करना भी चाहो तो समटाइम्स यू हैव टू मेक क्विक डिसीजंस, क्योंकि टाइम इज लिमिटेड बाय अदर सिनेरियोज, क्योंकि आपका डिसीजन सिर्फ आप पे डिपेंड नहीं कर रहा है. इट डिपेंड्स ऑन कि यूनिवर्सिटी का एडमिशन क्लोज हो जाएगा, या probably I have already got this loan sanctioned for this university, now it would be hard to change the loan for that university. तो उस टाइप से आई कंटिन्यूड. तो इट्स मोर अबाउट सर्कमस्टांसेस और आप कैसे रिएक्ट करते हो, हाउ क्विक यू मेक डिसीजंस, तो उन चीजों पे भी. या
फिर कॉलेज में बग बाउंटी कैसे करने लगे?
सो दैट्स इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन. तो एज आई मेंशन्ड कि लोन था, और फर्स्ट डे से था कि मतलब आई स्टडीड अबाउट कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट, कि कैसे लोग 3 लाख का लोन लेते हैं और वो 10 लाख का हो जाता है, फिर इट्स वेरी हार्ड टू रिपे द लोन. तो कॉलेज इंटर करते ही द फर्स्ट आइडिया वाज कि हाउ टू रिपे द लोन एज सून एज पॉसिबल. आई वाज ट्राइंग टू अवॉइड कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट. फिर उसी बीच में
लोन लिया था?
सो माय लोन वाज 380, क्योंकि 4 साल का कोर्स था. 1 lakh per year was the tuition fee. तो 25,000 I have paid from my father कि एडमिशन सिक्योर कर लिया है, एंड वो एडमिशन लेटर बैंक में दिखाया और थोड़ा टाइम लगा के थोड़ा स्ट्रगल से वो लोन मिल गया था. सो इट वाज 3,80,000, 20 was my contribution and overall. तो वैसा था. तो अभी लुकिंग बैक इट सीम्स लाइक ए स्मॉल अमाउंट, बट बैक देन इट वाज लाइक बूम, लाइक 3 लाख का इट कैन बी लाइक 10 लाख, एंड इट बी वेरी हार्ड अगर नौकरी नहीं लगी. तो वो सब ओवर थिंकिंग था, और बिकॉज आई वॉज वेरी श्योर कि पापा तो नहीं कर पाएंगे ये, तो मेरे को ही करना है. तो फर्स्ट ईयर से ही आई वॉज लुकिंग इनटू कि कैसे मतलब पैसे बने साइड से. आई स्टार्टेड ब्लॉगिंग, बहुत सारे ब्लॉग स्टार्ट किए. ब्लॉग स्पॉट होता था, आई थिंक अभी भी होता है. तो
अभी भी है वो.
हाँ. तो ब्लॉग स्पॉट पे स्टार्ट किया था, राइटिंग अबाउट रैंडम थिंग्स, इंटरनेट टिप्स ट्रेक किए वो. बट वो सब नहीं चला. मे बी आई वॉज नॉट कंसिस्टेंट, बिकॉज आई एम मोर काइंड ऑफ रिजल्ट ओरिएंटेड गाय. तो अगर मेरे को तुरंत रिजल्ट चाहिए तो वो थोड़ा आई थिंक आई हैव टू इम्प्रूव ऑन दैट पार्ट. तो ब्लॉगिंग स्टार्ट की, हाँ पेशेंस. तो ब्लॉगिंग स्टार्ट की, एंड ब्लॉगिंग टेक्स टाइम, एंड आई वाज लाइक कि 3-4 महीने से कर रहा हूँ, कुछ हो नहीं रहा है. मे बी एफिलिएट लिंक से कुछ हो जाए, या मे बी ट्राई रनिंग एड्स ऑन दिस, क्योंकि आपके विजिटर ही लेट्स से 100 पीपल हैं, उसमें कितने ही लोग एड्स पे क्लिक करेंगे. तो वो वर्क नहीं कर रहा था. फिर वन डे आई रिमेम्बर आई वाज रीडिंग सम टेक मैगजीन इन लाइब्रेरी, और उसमें था कि ऐसा हैकिंग वैकिंग कुछ होता है, एंड यू फाइंड लूप होल्स इन बिग कंपनीज. तो ये पता था, बट मेरे पास लैपटॉप नहीं था उस टाइम. तो आई वाज रीडिंग इट ऑन माय फोन. स्मार्टफोन था मेरे पास, लैपटॉप नहीं था. तो स्मार्टफोन पे आई वाज ट्राइंग टू एसक्यूएल इंजेक्शंस होते हैं, तो वो सब ट्राई करता था, पढ़ता था. फिर समहाउ आई कन्विंस माय डैड कि मेरे को लैपटॉप चाहिए सेकेंड ईयर में. और फिर फेसबुक हैज ए बिग रोल इन माय करियर, टू बी फ्रैंक. तो एक दिन ऐसे ही फेसबुक पे स्क्रॉल कर रहा था, आई सॉ दिस गाय दिलहान, he's a Sri Lankan guy, so he posted something, he got got something like Microsoft Hall of Fame for reporting security issues. I thought, oh, you can get recognition from big companies like Microsoft if you report security issues in their website or services. So why don't I try? Like, चलो देखते हैं क्या होता है. तो उसमें I started reading. तो एकदम अचानक से कुछ नहीं हुआ ओवरनाइट, बट आई स्टार्टेड रीडिंग, पढ़ता रहा करता रहा रैंडम वेबसाइट्स. आई रिमेम्बर काफी मतलब नॉन इथिकल काम भी किए उस टाइम, बिकॉज आई वाज लर्निंग, आई वाज यंग. तो इट्स लाइक कि हाँ ये वेबसाइट अनसिक्योर, चलो इसका होम पेज बदल देते हैं. तो वो सब चीजें की. आई रिमेम्बर पुणे का कोई कॉलेज था, उसका पूरा होम पेज पे आता था हैक्ड बाय इंट्रोवर्ट मैक. तो बिकॉज आई वॉज अनअवेयर कि ये चीजें कहाँ ट्राई करूं, मतलब मैं सीख तो रहा हूँ लेकिन ट्राई कहाँ करूं. तो आई यूज्ड टू सर्च कि कौन सी वेबसाइट वल्नरेबल है, तो वहां जाके आई यूज्ड टू डू माय प्रैक्टिकल्स. तो इवेंचुअली आई स्टॉप दैट, और फिर टर्न्स आउट कि देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड रिस्पॉन्सिबल डिस्क्लोजर. सो यू रिस्पॉन्सिबल डिस्क्लोज टू द वेबसाइट कि हाँ ये प्रॉब्लम है, ये आप फिक्स कर सकते हो. फिर थोड़े टाइम के बाद पता चला कि कंपनीज एक्चुअली पे फॉर दिस थिंग. और उस टाइम कंपटीशन बहुत कम था, मतलब बग बाउंटी इंडिया में गिने चुने 5-10 लोग कर रहे थे, और वो काइंड ऑफ टाइमिंग सही बैठ गया था मेरा. तो इट आई डिड वेल इन द अर्ली डेज, लाइक 2012-2013 में. इट वाज अ डिसेंट ईयर, आई वाज मेकिंग 1 लाख पर मंथ ऐसा. और स्टार्टेड विद असाना. तो असाना से सबसे पहली बाउंटी असाना से थी. असाना इज अ कंपनी को फाउंडेड बाय फेसबुक को फाउंडर डस्टिन मॉस्कोविच.
Okay.
तो वहां पे मैंने रिपोर्ट किया था, क्लिक जैकिंग करके एक इशू है. तो इट वाज सरप्राइजिंग बिकॉज आई जस्ट सेंट अ ईमेल ऑफ 5 पैराग्राफ्स, नॉट इवन 5 पैराग्राफ्स, आई थिंक 1 पैराग्राफ, थोड़ा लेंदी पैराग्राफ था, जस्ट टू डिस्क्राइब द रिपोर्ट. एंड दे रिस्पॉन्ड बैक विद कि हाँ दिस इज एन इशू एंड विल पे यू $100. लाइक बूम, ये तो काफी सही है, मतलब ईमेल भेजो और पैसे मिल रहे हैं. तो उस टाइप से तो आई स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम देयर. फिर मेरा नेक्स्ट था फेसबुक. तो फेसबुक में पहले आई डोंट नो इफ इट्स स्टिल देयर, तो नोट्स करके एक फंक्शनैलिटी होती थी. और फेसबुक नोट्स में आई फिगर्ड इट आउट कि यू कैन मैनिपुलेट लाइक्स. मतलब इफ श्रेया हैज ए अकाउंट, तो आई कैन डू आई कैन like press like from your account on the notes part. And there was another vulnerability जिससे you can send messages to another account. So basically messages में भी जो thread होते हैं, so whenever, so Facebook is like think it of as a node. Node means there is one node interacting with another node. तो उसमें जो first messaging होता है, it's a thread, like it makes a connection कि these people are not friends. And the first message that goes from one node to another will be a thread, like initialization of a thread. फिर उसके नीचे तुम्हारे चैट बॉक्स और जो चैट्स हैं वो उसके मतलब ब्रांच की तरह होंगे. तो I was able to figure out कि if this person has not interacted with this node, like this account has not interacted with this node, then I can like send message. The first message I was able to hijack that thing. तो वो रिपोर्ट किया मैं. तो it was a like very impactful issue for Facebook, and they paid me $5,000. तो वो टैक्स वैक्स कट के उनका वो 282 आया था. एंड बिकॉज पहले से भी थोड़ा काम कर रहा था, तो अराउंड 2013 थर्ड ईयर में सारा लोन खत्म हो गया. फिर उसके बाद आई जस्ट continuing this because I realized कि money is important and it's good to have money. तो वो थोड़ा सा हाँ, तो उसके रीजन में बिकॉज आई वॉज टू मोटिवेटेड बाय मनी, तो मेरा स्टडी थोड़ा सफर किया. नॉट इन ग्रेड्स, आई एम स्टिल 8.12, वेरी डिसेंट CGPA, graduated with 8.12, but coding part, the practical knowledge, I could have done better, like because as they say you can't catch 2 rabbits, right? तो वैसा था. At the same time, so I was motivated by money, and I think overall again no regrets. So that helped me in later in my career. So yeah, that was how it goes. So I started with bug bounty. So basically Facebook पे किसी का पोस्ट देखा, गॉट मोटिवेटेड, रेड अ लॉट अबाउट इट. लैपटॉप भी नहीं था, फिर स्टार्टेड रीडिंग ऑन मोबाइल फोन, परस्यूड माय डैड कि हाँ लैपटॉप चाहिए, इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट क्योंकि सीएस से कर रहा हूँ बीटेक, तो आई नीड लैपटॉप. तो समहाउ ही मैनेज्ड टू गिव इट टू मी. और उसके बाद आई जस्ट persisted on bug bounty, और फिर थोड़ा सा उसमें बिजनेस सेंस लगा के it was a decent year and I was worried क्योंकि टैक्स वैक्स के बारे में मेरे को कुछ नहीं पता था, and I was like कि हाँ पैसे आ रहे हैं बट टैक्स इज इम्पोर्टेंट. तो उस हिसाब से it was a good year. मतलब overall college life was great from my perspective. Yeah.
So यहाँ पे मैं ये बोलना चाहती हूँ कि you tried so many things. You started with blogging and affiliate marketing. So after that, trying so many things, then you stumbled upon bug bounty. ऐसा नहीं कि तुम एक दिन सो के उठे और तुम्हें पता चल गया कि हाँ
Yeah, exactly.
ये करना है. मतलब इतनी सारी चीजें जब आप ट्राई करते हो तब आपको वो एक चीज मिलती है जिसमें आप अच्छा कर सकते हो, जो आपका पर्पस हो सकता है, राइट?
हाँ एग्जैक्टली. जब लोग कहते हैं कि फाइंडिंग योर पैशन, तो बेसिकली दे मीन इज कि ट्राई लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, फिर यू रियलाइज कि व्हाट इज वर्किंग फॉर यू एंड देन गो ऑल इन इट. मतलब एटलीस्ट फॉर 3-4 years. उसके अलावा अगर तुम बहुत ज्यादा उसमें फोकस्ड हो and you're working hard in that sector only, so as they say, practice makes a man perfect. Yeah, also a woman, I think why they say man, but yeah, that's the idea ki find something and stay with it for a longer time. So yeah, that worked for me. और उसके बीच में because I believe कि थोड़ा business sense है मेरे में, तो whenever I used to see a new website कि जिसने पैसे उठाए हैं या द ग्रोइंग स्टार्टअप, तो आई रीच्ड आउट टू देम कि हे देयर दिस इज अ सिक्योरिटी इशू इन योर वेबसाइट, मे बी आई कैन हेल्प. तो मोस्ट ऑफ माय अर्ली क्लाइंट्स वर लाइक दोस. फिर आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग सिक्योरिटी कंसल्टेंसी. तो वहां से फिर आई रियलाइज कि हाउ टू डील विद क्लाइंट्स, हाउ टू परस्यू विद क्लाइंट्स, हाउ टू डू फॉलो अप्स एंड या. सो ओवरऑल ये सब चीजें जो बिजनेस सेंस अभी है मेरे में, it is the part of that bug bounty thing. So yeah, overall it was a great experience working in college. So even friends were like कि हाँ मेरे को भी बताओ कैसे कर रहे हो, and I gained some respect to a friend. So college में like हाँ this is Manish, he works with Facebook, Google and all these big companies like that. So your work define your life, or sometimes अभी this guy Sam Altman, who was the president of YC, और अभी he's the CEO of OpenAI. So he recently did a tweet storm. उसमें first line था कि people judge you by history, not your money. So money can be a good motivator, but what you do over the period of time, what you do consistently, so that defines your reputation. That's how people perceive you. So somehow bug bounty money part तो था ही, but it gave me that respect legacy from my colleagues. No, I won't say legacy. Like too young to have a legacy at that point of time, but it gave me that sense of respect from my friends or colleague. So yeah, the bug bounty has a huge role. That's what I mean.
And also, I mean, when you got to know about bug bounty, like you did some research, you put some hard work, you read about it, you experimented it. But यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि लोगों को कुछ पता चलता है कि okay, I can do this, but उसमें टाइम इन्वेस्ट नहीं करते. तुम्हें सीखने में भी तो काफी टाइम लगा होगा ना वो सब.
हाँ इवन आई एम, मतलब अभी जो मतलब आई लेफ्ट माई जॉब इन फैब, उसके बाद आई वॉज इन द सेम जोन व्हाट यू अभी मेंशन्ड कि लोग जानते हैं कि ये करने से ये होगा, लोगों को पता है कि अच्छे से पढ़ोगे तो एग्जाम में रिजल्ट अच्छा आएगा, लेकिन करते नहीं है. तो इट्स मोर ऑफ द मोटिवेशन. आपका मोटिवेशन क्या है कि उस लेवल तक पेन है, उस लेवल तक मोटिवेटेड हो आप या नहीं. तो बग बाउंटी के टाइम आई वाज लाइक ब्रोक एज हेल. तो वहां पे मेरे पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं था, आई हैड टू डू दैट. अभी क्या हो गया है कि आई वर्कड 4-5 years, कॉलेज से कर रहा हूँ, तो उस लाइक कि ठीक है नहीं करूंगा तो भी चलता है. तो दैट काइंड ऑफ मेंटालिटी सेट्स इन. तो बग बाउंटी के टाइम बिकॉज आई डिडंट हैव ऑप्शन, because I had to make money, और ये मैंने टेस्ट कर लिया था कि हाँ पैसे आते हैं इससे. तो that motivated me over the period of, मतलब at least in college, और उसके बाद भी थोड़ा सा. Yeah.
That's amazing. I think वो मोटिवेशन भी होना चाहिए कि अब मुझे क्या करना है और मुझे इससे क्या फायदा हो रहा है.
Yeah, exactly. तो वो आपका why जो है ना,
वो
I
strong
have
होना
read,
चाहिए.
I have read your answers on Quora and maybe on Instagram as well, कि your why जो Simon Sinek
साइमन
कहते हैं.
सिनेक बोलते हैं.
हाँ, your why should be strong enough. So that time my why was like, yeah, I want to pay my education loan. I have to get it done by before college 2015, and I'll do whatever it takes. So even class skip करके I have to read that security report, तो मैं पढ़ता था even that. तो उस level का dedication I lack now, but that time it was like I am proud of what work I have done back then. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So how did you start writing on Quora?
So Quora, I don't remember how I discovered Quora, but one of the motivation was Adam D'Angelo, the CEO of Quora. So he
CEO
was
of Quora.
he was the CTO of Facebook, and as I mentioned, I have somehow directly indirectly worked with Dustin Moskovich, who was one of the founder of Facebook. So that's how I got to know. I think that's how I got to know about Quora. Ki Facebook का CTO left Facebook and he started some company, and then I got to know about Quora. And initially I used to write like lame answers, one-liner, two-liner, one word, two word. Then I realized कि oh, इसमें you can have some validation, like you can get likes. So extremely dumb idea, but as a college student, I think that was exciting back then. कि you can have followers, people like your answer. फिर उसके बाद when I left my college, I went back to Quora because I had left my job in first month or something. So I had lots of free time. That's one thing. And second thing, I realized कि when you write, people read your answer, and sometimes you get likes. So initially I used to get 1, 2 likes, 3 likes, 4 likes. Then I realized कि I have all this free time and I am doing security. Why not write about security? So I wrote like tons of answer. Nobody cared. So I used to get 1, 2 likes, as I mentioned. But I wrote enough answer to be among like top 10 writers in cybersecurity, something like that. And then suddenly I wrote one answer which blew up. And after that, people started following me, and beach mein I did this 30 days of writing. So I used to write every day one answer that I find helpful for other people, that I thought would bring value to other readers. So it doesn't have to get likes now for me. I mean, I have stopped Quora for the same reason, because I realized कि I was searching for answer जिसमें ज़्यादा votes आएंगे. So I was kind of seeking validation from people कि हाँ मेरे को like दो ऐसा करके. तो इसलिए I have stopped अभी. Obviously I am busy with my work at this time, and one of the reason is कि I was not happy because I was going on Quora and searching कि कौन सा question ज़्यादा followed है. Then I used to write कि हाँ इस पे लिखूंगा तो ज़्यादा likes आएंगे. I thought that's not who I am.
Yeah.
Eventually that won't make me happy. So yeah, I'll come back to Quora and start writing again. But initially the idea was कि हाँ likes मिलेंगे, it's kind of validation, तुम्हारे followers बढ़ेंगे, लोग पहचानेंगे. So that was one of the motivation, to be frank. I won't say कि एकदम मैं उधर ज्ञान देने जा रहा था. So motivation was mostly likes and followers. And eventually I realized जब likes and followers आ गए, then I realized oh, this is not what makes you happy. So then I stopped. Yeah.
So I think the question that you were talking about, that was what was the most magical moment of your life.
Yeah.
And I think you have 0.4 million views on that answer, with almost 86,000 upvotes, which is huge.
Yeah, I know.
So how did you take that viral answer? How did it happen?
So I remember it was a Friday afternoon, and because I was seeking likes, so I've done all this engineering thing कि किस टाइम लिखो तो ज्यादा likes आता है, किस टाइम शेयर होना चाहिए, किस टाइम क्या होना चाहिए. So I thought कि हाँ, on this looks like decent question to answer, and maybe I should share this or maybe I should not share this. फिर I realized कि oh, this is kind of what you call rag to riches story or maybe underdog story, and people like underdog movies and all. So maybe I should share. फिर other कि हाँ ज्यादा पर्सनल होगा, you shouldn't say this. But eventually I did. कि हाँ ऐसा ऐसा था, ऐसा ऐसा ग्रोथ हुआ, and it blew up. So I had a bet with one of my friends कि अगर 1000 upvotes पहुंचेंगे, because back then like likes is what I was looking for. So one of my friends was there. So I said कि अगर 1000 likes पहुंचेंगे तो I'll give you a treat with a beer. and वो 1000 likes 3 घंटे में हो गए थे. तो I'm like okay, 3 घंटे में हो गए. Then I shared that answer on my Facebook profile, and it blew up there as well. 200 plus likes there, and people shared it. Then I saw Sea of Buffer, Joel, and couple of security engineers from Google. They all shared on their profile, and they have upvoted that. So it's kind of network effect.
Oh my God.
Because people who has more followers, if they like your Quora answer, then it gets viewed in their followers feed. So it's kind of network effect, because all those famous people liked and shared. So I got some traction from there, and eventually it grew up to, I guess, 1 million views. I've not seen. Yeah,
it's 1.4 million views.
Okay, so one answer with 1.4 million views, and my overall Quora views is like 3 million or something. So you can tell it's 80-20. So 80% of the answers don't have that much of views. So yeah, so it was a fluke, but eventually I realized that there is something called copywriting, and it was perfectly copyrighted. So it starts with what is your, the question was what is your what was the question? I forgot. What is the best moment of your life?
What was the most magical
moment of your life? So it starts with when Facebook gave me $5,000.
Yeah.
So it grabs your attention. Then you're like, why would Facebook pay anyone $5,000? Then you start reading it. So back then I was not sure that this is a type of content which is called copywriting. The whole purpose of this writing is to sell. And I was not aware of that, and that worked. And I try to use those things again in other core answer, but eventually it was hit and trial. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work.
But your story was also inspiring, right?
Yeah.
Many people who are going through that, and you just came out like a Robin Hood and shared your story, which was amazing.
Yeah. So story part, I am sure okay, it's what is a decent story to say, but the way you say your story is also important skill in life. And I am doing this fellowship away. I get to meet lots of investors and people and founders. So storytelling is one of the most important skills you can have. Like how do you sell yourself? How do you sell your story? How do you present your company's ideas? So most of the investor, if you hear, they'll say ki we don't fund on the ideas, we fund on the founders. And most of the time founders get funded because of their stories, the way they describe the problem, the way they are associated with that problem. So storytelling is, I believe, one of the most important skills you can
valued skill these days.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with that point. So with that answer, how many followers did you gain after that answer?
So I think it blew up from there, and I kinda got greedy, and at the end of the answer I wrote a one-liner ki if you are interested in computer security, I write on this, you can follow me on Quora. And then it blew up from there. I got most of my followers from that answer only, and I started from there, because I said the whole motivation of Quora was to get followers and likes back then. And I think I got like 20,000 followers from that answer. Wow. And eventually I started writing for the value, and there are a couple of answers which got shared in what they call now the subreddit kind of thing, forums, the new thing Quora started.
No, the forums, yes. Spaces.
Spaces, exactly.
Spaces.
So there are some answers which is genuinely where I try to give values. So all those answers got shared by someone else in these spaces, and then people came back to see ki who is the writer. Then they followed back. So yeah, initially I got some traction from that one answer, but after that I tried not to tell my stories, but more of like general what I'm reading and what could be valuable for other people's. Not sharing personal stories a lot. I have deleted lots of my answer which had like, see, I'm doing this, you can do this, those kind of answer. Because eventually you grow with the time and you realize ki it's
That
better
was
to be,
stupid.
yeah, that was stupid.
What you did. Yeah.
Yeah, so I deleted lots of my answer and eventually writing what I'm reading, and even what I'm reading उसमें से भी जो valuable है, then I'm trying to कि what is the best way to increase your productivity. So all these answers got shared in those spaces, then it went viral inside these spaces, then people came to see ki who is the original writer, then they followed. So yeah, eventually initial traction from that answer, and now it's because of I provided value from my other answers.
Perfect. And how does financial security feels now to you? Since you've come from humble beginnings, now you are financially stable, and how does it feel?
It feels great. It feels great. That was the only motivation for me in like the first half of my life, because I've seen growing up like even I got my first cycle when I was in class 10th. Even after like, hey dad, I want this cycle for doing this for 2 years. Then I got a second-hand cycle, which I remember it costed like $700. And like, so I'm coming from that background. For getting a 700 rupees second-hand bicycle, I had to wait for 2 years. So seeing those things, the first thing I was very sure that I want to make money, and I want to save money, and I know the value of money. So money was a huge motivator, as I said. And in college, I started earning, and because I came from that background, I never spent it. मतलब, my friends used to say कि get a car, you are earning decent enough, get a house. So I was like overthinking it कि हाँ asset है या liability है या I'm not staying in Bangalore, so getting a house doesn't make sense. I may be traveling, I'm not settled yet, so I don't need a car. Or maybe I don't need a bike as well because I have remote job. So all those kind of things. So I'm little bit more aware about money, because I was chasing money. Then I realized how hard is to make decent money, and how hard is to not lose money. Like when you do keeping up with the Jonas, that's the saying, right?
Yeah.
So you can get into those traps. So I have avoided all those things just to be sane, and it feels great. Like I gave it, as you mentioned, I gave a TEDx, and the whole idea was to tell young kids
people
in their
to
college.
retire early, right?
When I say retire early, I don't mean actually ki do nothing. What I actually mean, because retire is a fancy word, it's a fancy thing ki you can retire in your 30s. But what I actually mean is to have the freedom to choose what you want to work on. So basically, you don't have to work for money. Suppose I am in a job I am not liking, but it pays my bill, so that's why I'm
it's
doing
like
that job.
living paycheck to paycheck, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want that to happen to anyone. So frankly, I was lucky enough to get this financial independence kind of thing very early in my career. So yeah, so I would suggest this to everyone. Like, read about finance. Finance is just like it's a basic skill, like reading, writing, cooking. So one of the basic skill is finance. Like, read about taxes. How do you pay your tax? How do you manage your money? What is mutual fund? What is equity? Read all about this, because this is one of those basic skills everyone should have, just like swimming, cooking, writing, reading. So finance should come in those categories rather than कि पापा ने ऐसा कहा तो यहाँ इन्वेस्ट कर देते हैं, because your dad doesn't know कि which
About
is the right.
finance, yeah.
Yeah. मतलब most of the dads, because I'm trying to do this project अभी personal finance पे, and we do user interviews. We go out and ask people ki, how do you manage your finances, so most of the answers are like ki family mein there is a elder sister, unko de deti hu, ya my dad takes care of this. So what are the chances that if they are not like CA or accountant, then how are you sure that whatever they are taking decisions with your money is right? So read about it, give some thoughts about it, because it, as I said, it's the basic skill, just like reading, writing, cooking and swimming. So yeah, finance is important.
And I think because you didn't have enough in your previous, like in your past, so now you know how to use it, right? You use it judiciously. वरना लोग तो पैसे ऐसे उड़ाते हैं क्योंकि they don't know the value of making it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because I've seen people in Bangalore. Like Bangalore is a city where you can live with like even with 5,000. Like there are PGs which give you 3 times food. You can live in a get a bed. But if you're making 20K and you want to party every weekend, that's not possible. Work on your skills, get a high-paying job. Then it makes sense कि हाँ, I'm earning 50K, 60K, so I can spend like 10K on booze and outing. But if you are earning 20K, 25K, it doesn't make sense in all the parallel universe to spend like 5K on booze or weekends outing. So rather work on your skills, get your salary hike. Then it makes sense कि हाँ, now I can afford all these outings. So yeah, so people mostly go with what their friends are doing, but they don't realize that their friends have worked hard and they are at a better position than you are. So you can't actually spend like your friend, right? So these are things which should be obvious but are not obvious.
Or maybe your friends have a backup, like they don't have to
Yeah,
worry
maybe you
about
you
anything.
you never know. You never know. So you see कि अरे ये राम जा रहा है तो मैं भी चलता हूँ, because it's kind of we are at the same level, we are friends, and I should ऐसा करके. So sometimes even if you can't afford, but because your friend is going out, so you take it lightly कि हाँ ठीक है इतना तो चलता है. But eventually you'll realize कि the power of compounding. If you spend like 5,000, 10,000 a month on outing, so it's like 1.2 lakh in a year, which could have been invested in somewhere which could have gave you some return, and it would have been like कि 10% का भी अगर in the worst case scenario you can always get 7%, 10%. So that kind of growth you are losing when you're not taking care of your finances.
That's why financial education is so important. And you know, ever since I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, I'm very particular about where I'm spending my money. Is it a liability that I'm buying or an asset? So
Yeah.
I think
I read the same book, by the way.
Yeah.
So before that, I was not investing in equity, and I read that book, and it gave me the idea of assets, liability, and particularly about house. As I mentioned before, friends were saying कि you can afford a house in Bangalore. I said I can, but what's the use of
What's
it?
the
It would be a
point?
liability. Yeah, it would be a liability because I'm single guy, not settled yet. I can move around. So what's the point? Yeah. So that's why. So I would highly recommend Rich Dad Poor Dad. Anyone who has no idea how to start. So Rich Dad Poor Dad is the book to start with.
Yes. And also, you also follow a minimal lifestyle, right?
Yeah, because I have to move. So my career span is very tricky. I started working in Delhi, then went back to my home, got a remote job. Then I realized, yeah, it's boring working from home. Then I shifted to Bangalore. Then I came back to Delhi. So it's more of it's not an option, but it's not a choice, but an option. So I don't have a choice. I can get many things like all those fancy stuff because I have to move every once in a year or so. So that's one aspect of it, to have a minimal life. For example, when I shifted from Bangalore to Delhi, so I had 2 suitcases, and one suitcase was all books and thing. And I realized my airfare is 3,000 rupees, and the lady on the luggage counter is asking for 8,000 because I have that much of extra luggage. So I paid 8K for carrying my books from Bangalore to Delhi. So
Oh my
now
God,
I
you
got a
could have
Kindle.
bought another one.
Yeah, exactly. But all those underlines, all those notes, and I didn't realize. So that's why. So I try to stay minimal as possible.
That's great. After all these circumstances, did you ever doubt yourself?
I doubt myself every day. As I said, ki you are not putting enough effort like you did before, and because I have that skill, because I remember how much I worked hard in past, and now like कि हाँ चल रहा है चलने दो, that mentality. So even the current phase, like I'm trying to figure it out. Ki what would be the next step? I'm not very sorted yet, but thinking about my past, it gives me some motivation. Yeah, you have these capabilities that you can work hard, you can stay focused, but we are all human, so a little bit of distraction, little bit of what you say, not clear about your goals. So those things are there. So you have to keep reminding yourself why you started and what's the goal, if you are working towards your goal every day or not. So very humane, and yeah, frankly not very in the what you say, not very focused as of now. Yeah.
But this is because you are studying now, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because there's so many things to do. Frankly, I'm not sure ki why I'm studying. I won't get a job because I said ki very much what I want to do is start something of my own, and studying I'm not putting enough effort. I'm more like ki हाँ business world में क्या चल रहा है, study this thing I can study 10 days from now or maybe after this course. So those things are there. You can always do these things later, and then you realize, oh, you could have done it before. So it's those confusion that messes your head कि हाँ ये चीजें मैं बाद में करता हूँ, फिर जब in the future you will realize कि अरे ये तो पहले कर लेता तो ज्यादा अच्छा था. So yeah.
But you're getting a great network. Can you tell us about the university you're studying fellowship?
Yeah, so it's called Plaksha Tech Leader Fellowship. So Plaksha is a university which will open in 2021, started by network of co-founders. So they realized that people in the industry are not very capable, like students are not very capable and not ready for jobs. So it's a sister university of Ashoka. So Ashoka is one of the top university in liberal arts, and they are trying to do something similar in engineering. So they started this AI, artificial intelligence and machine learning fellowship here in Gurgaon. So this is the first batch I'm part of, and we are getting lots of foreign faculties from UC Berkeley, Purdue University, and next batch will have faculties from MIT. So it's a great to have these people coming from abroad and teaching you industry level skills, and we get sessions with great VCs, investors. We have mentors from the industries. So I had the opportunity to meet Dr. Ashish Gupta. So Dr. Ashish was the first few investors in Flipkart, and when Walmart exited, he made a huge return on his investment. So I have talked to them personally. I have interacted with all these people. I have talked to MD of Sequoia, which is a top leading VC investing firm in India. So we have this opportunity, and they all say ki everyone should start a startup, at least to my batch. And some of us are confused, like if everyone will start a company, then who will work in it? so that's one aspect of it. Yeah. So it's a great experience to be here, and great experience to be part of the first batch.
How difficult was it to get selected for the fellowship?
That's a tricky one.
What was the procedure?
So the idea about fellowship was that fellowship would only accept 60 students from all over the India. So they had, I believe, 3 rounds, round 1, round 2, round 3. Applications were accepted. then all the applications should have some essays on some technical terms. For example, there is a thing called the law of large number. So you have to explain that in a paragraph or in a video to a 5 years old. So you take this technically complex term and then rewrite it or explain it to a 5 years old. So that was the part of the application. Then there was this mathematics and programming test we had to go through on Hacker Earth. And then there was a personal interview where faculties would grill you for half an hour, 1 hour, why you are the right candidate for this fellowship. So it was tough, but yeah, overall experience was great.
That's amazing because being in the network of such amazing minds, it itself a great accomplishment because we are the average of 5 people we spend our most time with, right?
Yeah, I agree. So people around here are very talented. So people from IITs, triple IITs, and all these top leading universities, plus people who have like industry experience of 4-5 years. They left their job to study AML, so they bring all those experience in the cohort, and we interact a lot. We do this startup challenges thing. We build on our ideas, prototyping, wireframing, trying to build a product out of it. So overall experience is great, and yeah, highly recommended if anyone is listening who wants to be part of Paksha Tech Leader Fellowship. They are accepting application for the second batch. Yeah, just in case.
That's amazing. So guys, if you're interested, you can just check their website out. And Manish, I want to ask you one thing. What is that practice or a habit that you follow every day which keeps you sane in this chaotic life?
That's a tricky one. So, like every human, I get off track very often, but what I try to do is write something, not technically, not journaling, but write something. This on this day I did this and this could have been done better, or maybe I interacted with someone, then I realized, oh, I shouldn't have said those words. Then I like reflect back, like it's more of a reflecting back on the day. So I used to write with pencil so that I can come back and tick mark, oh, I have fixed that. Whatever mistakes I have done like a weeks ago, so I go back and I used to tick off, now I am feeling confidence कि ये अब नहीं होगा, feeling confident enough कि ये नहीं होगा, तो उस टाइप से. So writing, I try to write on, so I carry around 2 or 3 diaries along with me anytime. So
that's amazing.
One is idea diary, one is just for calculating things. So I like to write mostly using pen paper. So computer pe I'm not very fond of writing on computer. I try to stick with this Evernote, OneNote, all these writing apps, but I prefer diaries. So
I think for me also it doesn't work. My hands just work fine on the paper. I can't do it on my phone properly.
Yeah, and people, the great people who are expert in goal settings and goal writing, they say that if you see your goals written in your handwriting, that has more impact on your psychology and your mindset than reading random words on keyboards or screens. So yeah, I think it has worked a lot, especially in my case, because back then when I was working, I used to calculate my finances in paper. So I knew exactly at the end of month ki kitna kharch hua, kitna aaya, or how much I have. And all those things helped me in figuring out when is the right time to leave my job. So all this calculation was in my background. So yeah, pen paper helps a lot. And one other thing I try to do, I try to read a lot. I listen to podcasts. I read about all these authors like James Clear. He has a nice blog, and there is another blog I am fond of, Farnam Street. So fs.blog, and of course there are a few people like Naval, Sam Altman.
Naval, oh god, yeah. I love Naval, Ravikant.
Yeah, and Sam Altman, the ex-president of YC, now OpenAI, then Paul Graham, founder of YC. All these people, so mostly Twitter and a couple of blogs, podcasts, audiobooks, physical books, Kindle. So I try to read some. I won't claim I do all of these things every day, but I read something every day, that's for sure. And I'm not very consistent with diarying, but I try to write most often. Like, so last December I did 30 days writing, like continuously. And January I'm a bit off track, but I'll get back to it. Yeah.
That's so insightful, you just shared. It's amazing. And I want to tell my audience something. There was a research done by an American professor, Dr. Gail. I don't remember her surname, but she did a research on writing your goals down, and it's been said that people who write their goals down are 80% more likely to achieve them than people who don't. So this is unbelievable, right?
Yeah, I agree. I am the proof. Like, especially in my working days, I used to have this goal. If this figure, I'll reach this figure, I'll leave my job. So because it covers all my basic expenses and the investment will bring enough money to survive. Like, I don't have to worry about paying my bills. So all these goals were very clear on paper, and at the end of every month I used to do this calculation, and eventually it happened and I left my job in Feb. So yeah, it keeps you on track. And one of the reasons I mentioned before, I'm not focused, I think one of the reasons is because I stopped this journaling thing or writing thing. So yeah, I think there's a huge relation between me being off track and not writing. So yeah,
I think you should start soon.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What is that one advice you want to give everyone?
That's again very tricky one. So I don't think everyone can be framed into one sentence or one advice will work for everyone, but there are universal things like work hard. So everyone should work hard, right? So that piece of advice will work for everyone. But what would be the most important thing about life is integrity. Like, be true to yourself. For example, when I realized my growth is stagnant, and even though I had a nice paying, like US dollar paying good salary, I left that job because I was very sure deep down my heart that I'm not putting my 100%. So it's being true to yourself, what you want, when you want, and whatever you do is the best you are doing, or maybe at least this is integrity. Your concise allows you to do whatever you are doing. For example, people do work and they're like, कि हाँ चलता है, just for the sake of doing things, they do things. So those things can be improved. If you don't like that work, just say it clearly कि हाँ ये मुझे पसंद नहीं है, मैं नहीं करना चाहूँगा, rather than doing it just for the sake of doing it. So all those things. Integrity, I believe, is one of the best virtue anyone can have. So yeah, integrity.
I think it's not cheating with the world, but cheating with yourself.
Exactly.
That actually kills everything, right?
Yeah. As I mentioned, initially it was like, I'll get validation from people, it will make me happy. Then I had those numbers, I had those followers, I had those views. Then I realized, no, this doesn't make you happy. What exactly makes me happy personally at this moment of my life is helping people. If I can make your life better by 1%, I'll be the happiest person in the world. Those kind of things, creating values for other people. So yeah, those things matter to me now. Like, when I started, as I mentioned, you think I'll get this much of money and I'll get this much of followers or I get this much of views, then I'll be happy. It doesn't work that way. So you have to be true to yourself, what you want, and whatever you are doing is the right thing to do. You don't cheat people, you don't use unorthodox unethical ways to reach your goals, and you'll be happy. Like, it's in the process, whatever you're doing daily, and if you're doing your best, or if you're giving your best, even though the result is not the best, but if you're trying your best, you'll be the happiest person in the world. You'll have a nice sleep night, 8 hours sleep. So so those things matter to me, Abhi. And I'm trying to uh, sit down and make some goals for my year. It's still too late. January already half past.
No, it's never
but
too late.
yeah, so those things. So whatever I'm trying to do, I'm trying to figuring out ki whatever I'm deciding, it should be what I really want, just for the sake of ki people around me are looking for better jobs, then I should look for better jobs as well. So that's where you do cheating with yourself. Yeah.
I think this is where self-love comes into your life. You gotta love yourself, make yourself proud, and be true to who you are, right?
Yeah, exactly. But at the end of the day, it's you who will be with you. Like, it's just
Yeah.
you. People will come and
Just
people
you.
will go, and you'll be yourself, and you are your own support,
That's true.
right? And if you are not feeling comfortable with yourself, then that's bad. You can have this what people call it. They call it local maxima. Like, for the short period of time, you can be happy by doing things you don't, just for the sake of money. Like, I was the happiest person on 1st of every month because I used to get this salary. Then over the like 25th date of every month, it's like, okay, chalta hai, karne do, jaisa chal raha hai chalne do. So it's the local maxima. If you work for local maxima, I think you won't be very happy person in a long term. So local maxima is doing things for short term, like,
Yeah,
I'll
instant
do this.
gratification, right?
Instant gratification, yes. So if you can have a goal and you can pursue it over a period of time and stay consistent, I think that's the best thing anyone can do. Like, find something, enjoy the process, and things will happen. Yeah.
They will, yeah. This was the wonderful advice, Manish, and we are so happy to have you in our episode. It was great talking to you, and seriously, I got to learn so much about financial freedom and bug bounty and so many things. Thank you for coming on our podcast.
Thanks, Ray. It's
Now,
been
if
wonderful talking to you, and we should catch up soon. Like, last time I talked to you, it was Quora Meetup 2018, right?
yes,
Yeah, a long time.
and I wanna tell my audience that the most inspiring and the most hardworking Koran that I've met is Manish, and it was. Ever since I started planning on this podcast, you've been in my mind. I always wanted to interview you, and I'm so happy today that we finally did it.
Yeah, thanks to you. Thanks for taking your time and considering me for your podcast. And I envy you. I have told you on Instagram, and I remember 2-3 times that I like your execution part. I think all of these things that I can do this, I can do that, and it just stay in the ideation. I never execute on those things. Then I see you're doing your Instagram. You have grown your Instagram audience. You have done your journaling. You started your own journaling labels. Then you're doing podcasts, and like, whoa, this girl is going places. And I envy that part of you. Like, I really admire your execution part. That's amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. And Manish, please share your website details and your Instagram handle so that people can connect with you in case they want to.
So my website is manishbhattacharya.com. So it is spells just like my name, Manish, Manish Bhattacharya. So manishbhattacharya.com is my website. Introvert Mac 007 is my Instagram. 007 because I like Bond, and I used to be introvert, so it's introvert INTROVERTMSC 007 is my Insta.
That's amazing. Thank you again, Manish. Definitely catch up soon with you.
Sure, Shreya.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. If you learned something meaningful from today's episode, share it with your friends and do your bit to support them. Lastly, I love you and I hope you continue to shine.